Okay. Speeding through a school zone might not be the only crime Marquez is guilty of. I mean, have you seen his website? It's not crazy bad, but you would think that the tech YouTuber would have a more impressive site. Don't believe me? Well, look at this. The man who reviews $100,000 electric cars has a website that feels like he's trying to sell you a knockoff HDMI cable. Now, I couldn't stand by and let this happen, so I'm gonna give it a much needed redesign. Let's fix this mess. I already know this is either gonna be the best thing Marquez never asked for, or I just wasted 6 hours of my life. Let's find out. Alright, here's the current MKBHD.com. Let me walk you through it. First up, the hero section. This feels less like welcome to the future of tech and more like, hey, I just learned how to use Squarespace. No shade. Okay, just a little shade. But where's the personality? The man's rocking almost 20 million subs, and this is what we get? Also, these buttons here, yeah, well, they're in the navbar also. Marquez, if your website were a gadget, you'd return it in the first 30 seconds of the unboxing. And don't even get me started on the merch section. The products are fine, but everything is giving middle school PowerPoint project vibes. You're Marquez Brownlee, not that one kid selling custom t-shirts out of his trunk. Okay, fine. If you really need it that bad, I'll fix it for you. Alright, let's just get to the redesign. Okay, so we need to design something that's clean, fast, and gives a fancy tech vibe while still keeping the simplicity of Marquez. First up, we'll start with the hero section of the website. If you remember, way back in 2019, Dbrand, a famous phone skins company, launched a collab with MKBHD, creating some really sick custom phone skins. They had a custom pattern featuring lots of icons and even came in a few different colorways, obviously including triple black. I even was one of the first to buy it. So we'll start off our section by paying homage to the flashback by using it as our background. We'll add a more appropriate title and subtitle, and now for our buttons, we'll put the two most important buttons onto the screen. One, to visit MKBHD on YouTube, and we need to make sure to let everyone know that he's got 19.6 million subs. And on that note, if you want to become a pixel and see more redesigns, subscribe! Thanks! And we'll add one button for business inquiries, because on his site, that's hidden behind a contact button in the footer. Which I'm just realizing now, maybe he doesn't want anyone to call. Okay, on the original site, there's all these buttons for the rest of Marquez's channels, so we're gonna get rid of those because when you put 5 buttons, I don't want to click on any. We'll fix this by bringing them all together into one drop down in the navbar. I guess since we're working on the navbar now, we're gonna give it a complete makeover. Listen, hear me out. I'm not such a fan of these navbars with the logo in the center. I mean, call me old school, but there's something special about a simple, clean navbar. We'll add in the MKBHD logo and a shop button and some social icons. Next, we'll add a big image, which could contain the latest MKBHD video, and to that we'll add a neat play button, which features the video title. Now, before we move on to the next section, we needed to add 4 more of his latest videos and another button to view the rest on YouTube. Now, all his channels are pretty important, so we'll make sure that they have their time to shine. We'll give the section a title and a subtitle. Next, we'll drop in 3 boxes in this neat bento grid layout. To each one, we'll add a few blurred out circles and textured patterns to give it some dimension. Now, this is going to be featuring the studio channel, the autofocus channel, and the waveform podcast, so we'll put in each one the channel icon and the channel title and description. Now, it's definitely feeling a bit empty, so I have an idea for what we can do with all this extra space. We'll add some of the latest videos from each of these channels, and we can do this by simply dropping in the video thumbnail and the video titles. And we'll add that for all the channels, which fills up the space quite nicely, I gotta say. Before we move on to the merch section, I think it's important that we highlight the man behind the wheel. Not that wheel. Let's add a quote I found. I mean, I don't even know if Marquez really said this, but we'll just trust, I guess. We'll drop it in and add a button to learn more about Marquez. Let's talk merch for a sec. The old store was functional, sure, but the vibe was tech dad trying to be cool. Now, I do like the layout that the old items have. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but it's pretty nice that each of the cards has a notched corner on the top and on the bottom. So we'll recreate that and also give it some other blurred out gradient and textured shape in the background. We'll also drop in 3 more right away. Now, one way to quickly elevate this is to make the image fill up the entire space rather than have padding around it like in the old design. That looks better. We'll give each one a title, price, and a subtitle. It's sleek, bold, and makes you feel like buying a hoodie will somehow improve your CPU performance. Alright, now we all know about panels, but if you aren't aware of it, Mark has launched a wallpaper app. So we'll add one more section with a title, subtitle, and the split grid at the bottom. On one side, we'll add a shape, and one trick that I like to do is raise the mockup that we put on it just outside the shape so it looks a bit 3D. Now on the right side, we'll add a title and a subtitle as well as a link to download the app. And there you have it, Marcus Brownlee's website, redesigned to match the quality of his videos. It's bold, it's modern, and it doesn't make me want to cry anymore. Hey Marquez, if by some miracle you're watching this, hit me up. I'll make this a reality faster than Tesla ships a Cybertruck. If you like this video, drop a like, hit subscribe, become a pixel, and let me know in the comments which tech YouTuber's website I should redesign next. See you in the next one, bye!